All right, who are you and where are you from?
I'm Michael Schilling. I'm a community planner in Key Largo, Florida.
And okay, and have you seen much of a climate change since you were a kid?
Well, I'm originally from Tennessee, so I don't think I have individually seen it, but I've been jumping around a lot, and I also think that's because I've been pretty privileged in my life, and I haven't lived in a flood-prone area necessarily, or lived on a coastal area that floods a lot. So I think I've been in the Keys for 3 years now. Even I, in my short time here, have seen a decline in the coral here. That's mostly from disease. Is the warming oceans hurting the resiliency of the corals here, where the disease comes in and affects them greater than it normally would have? I don't know. I don't know have the data offhand to prove that or not, but they're going, and we do know that warming oceans and more acidic oceans and everything is harming them. So, yeah.
And so, on an everyday basis, say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most concerned, how concerned are you about climate in general?
I'd say a good 10. That's top of my list, I'd say, of issues that we should be concerned about as humanity and society.
And you were mentioning, so what are some of the ways that it's manifesting itself locally? You say coral. Also, is there some, well, you also mentioned flooding, and so sea level rise?
Yes, yes. Sea level rise is going to hit the Keys, and it will be underwater in some portions, if not the whole thing, within 100 years. You wouldn't know it by the property values at this moment, but I wouldn't invest in a home here necessarily because it's just going to be flooded out. So the coral, like I said, is mostly dead already. That's again mostly from pollution, and climate change just exacerbates that. We'll see flooding. Yeah, and stronger hurricanes, of course.
Stronger hurricanes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, given all these things, are you positive or negative about the future, and is there anything we can do about it?
I like to be an optimist. It's hard to just think negatively always about certain things we're going forward in the future. So I do like to try to be an optimist about it. Things we can do, absolutely. The biggest thing is trying to get renewable energy in. So I think in the Keys we're all on nuclear power, which is controversial, but it doesn't produce any CO2 at the moment. So I'd like to see nuclear used right now to give us some time to then switch to solar and wind and take us off coal and natural gas and other pollutants. And I also think public transportation needs to be invested in. I don't actually think electric vehicles are necessarily an answer. I think they're just a Band-Aid. So we need more funding for subways and buses and trains in this country, and that's my urban planning background coming out, but that's what I believe in.
Oh, so you're an urban planner. I didn't know that.
Yeah, an environmental planner, urban planner, so trying to live more sustainably, and especially in this country, it's not fair for most of the world when we, China and Russia, are producing most of the emissions, per capita. So we need to think about that too. And those countries are feeling the brunt while we just live our, privileged lives in a sense. So.
And general the sentiment of the general public is may have to have a sea change also. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
on
thank
this,
you. Absolutely.
On the 9th of February here on Florida Keys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.